Okay, we're over at gotomath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. So we're starting a new section. And we got 32x squared plus 24x plus 40. And that's all over 8x. Got it. Okay. So 32x squared plus 24x plus 40 over 8x. Now there's something here that I can see right off the bat, and that is that 8 goes into both 32, 24, and 40. And to make things a little bit easier, I think we can go ahead and go ahead and simplify this down a little bit. Okay, so 8 goes into 32 4 times, and then 24 3 times, and then 40 10 times, and that's going to be all over x. Okay, see that? So now we're going to go ahead and do the division. So x goes into 4x squared plus 3x plus 10. Okay, so this is the way this works. You can think of 4x squared over x and then simplifying this down, and what do you get? Well, you get 4x, right? So that's basically what's going on here. So we're going to write 4x up here, and then what you want to do is multiply the 4x times the x, and so we end up with 4x squared. Let's draw a horizontal line. Then we take their difference and we get 0, but then just carry down the 3x plus 10. Okay, and then we do the same thing now. Instead of with the 4x squared, we do it with 3x. So x goes into 3x, and think of it this way as 3x over x, and simplifying this down, and what do you get? You get 3. So we end up with plus 3, then we multiply 3x, right, and then do the minus sign there, and we end up with 10. Okay, so to write this out now, we're going to write the we're going to say 4x plus 3 plus, and then we'll write 10 over x. 10 over x. Now to check that if this is actually equal to our original, what you could do is get a common denominator all the way across. That means you'd multiply that by x, then that by x, then just be everything over x. So you'd end up with 4x squared plus 3x, which we'd be looking at this one here, and then plus 10. Okay, so that's the form that we are looking for. All right. And some vocabulary real quick. Remember, this was called the divisor, and that's known as the dividend. The quotient, you have the remainder, which is this number here, and then the quotient is actually the 4x plus 3 and then plus the remainder. Okay, so that's your quotient, but just going through some vocabulary there. Alright, but this is what we're looking for, so let's go back to the page, and are those the same numbers? Oh my god. 32x squared over 8x. Like I'm getting something different here. Oh, what? 10? Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. That should be 5, not 10. I'm sure there was people going, that is not correct. All right, don't worry about that. Okay. So we got 4x plus 3 plus, and then 5 over x. Right? Yep. I need to pay attention a little better. Okay, so we're over at GoToMath.com. Trying to wake up. Alright, see you later. Okay, we're over at GoToMath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. And I believe we're looking at, I think, 2.1. 2.1. I hope that's what we're looking at. That's what I'm looking at, I guess. Let's see, we have x squared plus 13x plus 47. That's going to be all over x plus 8. X plus 8. So we have x squared plus 13x plus 47, and that's all over x plus 8. Alright, so we'll take our divisor, write it out over here, and then we take our dividend and write it inside. Notice we won't need any placeholders here. We got an x2, x1, and x0, I guess technically you could say, and plus 47. Alright. So x goes into x squared, you're left with an x. Remember, the way to think about this is you have an x squared over x, right? So this is your x squared, this is your x, and if you were to simplify this down, which you should know how to do that by now, we'd just be left with an x. Okay, and then what we're going to do is multiply this x times x, and you get x squared, and then x times 8, and you get 8x. And we want to go minus, so x squared minus x squared is 0, and then of course we will change that to a minus here, and so you have 13 minus 8 is 5x. Is that right? We'll go ahead and bring that 47 down. So now we're going to divide x into 5x, and we're going to be left with a 5, and then we multiply 5 times x, you get 5x, and then 5 times 8, you get 40. Okay, so then we do it again, minus, and then that turns that to a minus, so that's 0, and then we have 47 minus 40, which is 7. Okay, so we're going to write the, basically, this is part of the quotient, x plus 5, and then plus 7, the remainder over the divisor, and that's going to be 7 over x plus 8. Now to check to see if this is actually equal to our original up here, you would simply do this. You would take the, I'm going to do some different colors here. You would take the x plus 5 and multiply that by, let's do orange here, x plus 8, and then plus 7 over, so you're getting a common denominator here. What's going on really? Right, and then combine both these fractions. But when we multiply this piece out right here, we have x times x is x squared, and you've got 8x, and 5x is 13x. So we have x squared, and then of course you can't see it on the screen here, but we would have 13x, and then 5 times 8 is 40, and then plus 7, you have 47, and of course your denominator is x plus 8. So you know you've done it correctly. Okay, so x plus 5 plus 7 over x plus 8. There's reasons why we want to go from here to here, and in some higher mathematics, it's extremely important that we're able to go from here to this situation right here. There's several sections in calculus when we're taking derivatives. Makes things a whole lot easier. And maybe, I think we're doing integration too. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, let's go back over to the page. Let's take a look and make sure that everything's good. We have x plus 5 plus 7 over x plus 8. And that's what we got. Okay. So we're over here at gotomath.com. Okay, we're over here at gotomath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. And we're looking at 2.2. Alright. Better switch back over to blue. So we have x squared minus 5x minus 47, and that's going to be all over x minus 10. X minus 10. So we'll write our divisor over there and then put our dividend under the bar here. Okay. Reminds me a lot of the last problem for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I think there was a 47. There we go. Okay, so what's going on here? What is going on? We want to go ahead and divide x into x squared. We're left with x, so we're going to kind of skip. Remember, we're doing some side notes in previous problems. We're going to skip that now. So then we go x times x is x squared. Whoops, and then x times 10, you got minus 10x. So now we're going to go minus, and that's going to turn that to a plus, and that'll be 0, and negative 5 plus 10 is 5x. Then minus 47. Right? X goes into 5x, we're going to be left with just a plus 5. And then we go ahead and multiply it back, so 5x, and then minus 50. Minus 50. Okay, so we go minus, that'll make that a plus, and we got minus 47 plus 50, that's going to give us a 3. Right. So we're going to write part of the quotient, which is x plus 5, and then plus the remainder over x minus 10, which is the divisor. Right. Now to check to see if this is equal to our original, you would go ahead and multiply, get this all into one single fraction. Alright, and I'll take it that it's correct. I think we did that example in the last problem, how to check that. So we have x plus 5 plus 3 over x minus 10. And it looks like it's agreeing with the script there. The scripture. Alright, we're over here, gotomath.com, studying scripture. No, just kidding. Alright, see you in the next problem. Okay, we're over here, gotomath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials, and I'm going to show you how easy this stuff is. It's not too bad at all. And, okay, I gotta look at something here. I think we did 3.2. Did we do that? I think we did. Oh, crud. Okay, we did x squared minus. All of a sudden I've gotten. Yeah, this has got to be 3.1. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yikes, what is that? Okay, that looks a little better. Not by much. 3.1. So we're doing x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 17 and that's all over x plus 3. Alright, got it. We got it. X cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 17. Alright, so we have x plus 3, and that goes into x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 17. So x goes into x cubed, you're left with an x squared, then multiply x squared times x and you get x cubed, and x squared times 3, you get 3x squared. So we go minus, that'll make that a minus, so that's going to be 0. Look at here, that's going to make that 0, so we're going to just carry down this 3x plus 17 over here. And now we're going to do x goes into 3x, and you're going to be left with a 3, looks like. So then we multiply 3x times, or 3 times x, you get 3x, and then 3 times 3, you get 9. And then we go minus, makes that a minus, and then we have 17 minus 9 is 8. Is that right? So now what are we left with? Okay, so we're going to end up with x squared plus 3 plus 8 over x plus 3. Circle the answer there. Okay? Whew, it's kind of exhausting, really, to say the least. X squared plus 3 and 8 over x plus 3. Just making sure. Okay, there it is. Alright, so we're over here at gotomath.com, getting it worked out. See you in the next problem. Alright, we're over here at gotomath.com. Click on division of polynomials, and we're looking at 3.2, it looks like. 3.2. So we have x cubed minus 13x squared plus 9x minus 115, and that's going to be all over x minus 13. Alright. Alright, so we got that all written out. The divisor and the dividend. Okay. 115. So x goes in x cubed. We have x squared, then x times x is x cubed, and x times 13, x squared times 13 is going to be negative 13x squared. So we go minus, that'll make that a plus, so that's going to be 0, and that'll be 0. So we'll just carry the 9x down, along with the negative 15, minus 15, however you want to do that. Now we go x goes into 9x, and we're left with a 9, and then we go 9 times x is 9x. You should be getting the pattern down by now, and then 9 times 13 is, let's see, 90, 107, 117, 100. 17, yeah. We're doing that in the previous problem. All right, and then we go minus, makes that a plus, and that difference is just going to be a 2. Alright, so let's write down what we got. X squared plus 9, and then plus 2 over x minus 13. There you go. X squared plus 9 plus 2 over x minus 13. Minus 13. Alright, looks good. Okay, so we're over here at gotomath.com, getting it worked out. See you in the next problem. We're over here at gotomath.com, having a party. Let's go on down to division of polynomials, and we're looking at, I think, 4.1. There we go. I just did this problem, and I'm redoing it. Share that with you. Anyway, we have x cubed plus 18x squared plus 84x plus 46. When I have the power cable plugged into my laptop, and you might have heard this before, it makes a terrible humming noise when I'm doing these recordings. And I researched that out on the internet, and you wouldn't believe some of the elaborate things that people go through, the hoops they jump through to keep that from happening. Well, they don't actually keep it from happening. I went to this one guy's blog on this thing, and he took his video because of the background noise and ran it through some software. Oh, that's interesting. How did that happen? Stripped out the audio, then took the audio and sent it through some other software to strip out the background noise, and then took all that and put it back in the original video. I was just like, man, there's no way I'm going to be doing that to all my videos. Well, so then, by accident, I was making a video without the power cord plugged into my laptop. And then when I went back to listen to it, it wasn't there, and I was like, now that's crazy. Why is that happening? So anyway, it turned out that just unplug the power cord from the laptop and hope you got enough juice to do a few videos. That's going to be x squared. So anyway, so I went back to this guy's blog a couple days later to let him know that, and he he didn't know what to say. Oh man, he thanked me. Said he couldn't believe it. Anyway, sometimes the easiest solutions are the easiest. The answers to the solutions are easier than they are in the long run, really. I guess that's how I'm trying to say that. That's 0. This is going to be 8x squared. And we're going to go ahead and bring down the rest of this stuff. So you electrical engineers out there, I'm sure you probably know what the deep meaning of all that stuff is. We got x going into 8x squared, you get 8x. Got it. 8x times x is 8x squared. I just know how to factor and do a few math things, some math tricks. 8x times 10 is 80x. And I guess that's it. So we'll go ahead and draw a line there. That's going to be 0. And that's going to end up being 4x, and we'll go ahead and bring that down. 46. All right. X goes into 4x, and we're left with a 4. See if I can squeeze all this in. Ooh, and then 4 times 10 is 40. I just about forgot that. wouldn't have been good. So that's going to be minus, minus, so that'll be a 6 there. Alright, so we're going to be left with, what do we got? We got x squared plus 8x plus 4 plus 6 over x plus 10. Now I know a little bit of engineering stuff. I'll be glad when I get to those courses someday. The engineering courses. What are we doing here? That's it. X squared plus 8x plus 4 plus 6 over x plus 10. Yeah, this mechanics, algebraic mechanics, whatever you want to call this intermediate step stuff, is really boring me to death. We got x squared plus 8x plus 4 plus 8x plus 4, 6 over x plus 10. Whoa. What was that? 6 over x plus 10. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so we're over here at GoToMath.com. Hopefully you're getting these mechanics down, getting this stuff down, and I'll holler at you later. Holler at you in the next problem. Meet me in the next room. All right, bye. Okay, we're over here at GoToMath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. And what do we got? 4.2. Like this section's going on forever. I hope that's what we're doing is 4.2. Let me look at this problem. Yeah, it's a little different. Alright. Pretty pumped. I'm going to get some fast internet coming up here pretty quick. My internet's so slow. I mean, I feel like I'm on dial-up at times, and it really slows me down when I'm trying to upload all the YouTube videos to my YouTube channel, and it just takes time, and time, so I can't go as fast as I want. It's a real drag. I don't know. I have a lot of viewers from other countries, and I'm just curious how their internet speed is. I mean, from all over the world. South America, Africa, you name it. Europe, Australia. A lot of people from India. Of course, there's a lot of people in India. And I think one of India's favorite subjects are math. I might be wrong, but that and programming. I think they're a lot into the chemistry / biology fields. I think they're just into a lot of stuff. I mean, what else is there to do when it's 150 degrees every day? I had some neighbors that were from, I'm trying to remember what part of India they're from. I think New Delhi, but I'm not exactly sure. And it was hot this day. I mean, it was like 110. And anyway, they had made the comment. I was out mowing the yard, and they had just moved in. I think he was a doctor. Okay, just a second here. So we got x times x squared. What's going on here? That's the problem. I'm talking, and I should be doing this problem. What are we doing? Okay, x goes into 4x squared plus 4x, and then we'll multiply that. And then 4, that's minus 40. Right, do that, go minus. I know this is kind of throwing you off here. So that's a minus, that's going to make that a plus, and so that's going to end up being 6x and then minus 54. And then we'll go ahead and that into that, so we got plus 6x, and then 6 times 10 is negative 60. Yeah. Is that right? Minus makes that a plus, and that difference is going to be, it looks like 6. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 6, and then plus 6 over x minus 10. And of course, you can always take this x minus 10 and multiply it by all this. Get one single fraction there. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 6, and then 6 over x, okay. What are we doing here? X squared plus 4x. X squared plus 4x plus 6. Yeah. 6. Anyway. So we're over here at GoToMath.com talking about some folks from India. But he had made the comment and laughed and said, yeah, it's like 130 or 40 or it's some crazy number in the summertime in India. And I'm sure it probably depends on what part of India, but I'm thinking he said he was from New Delhi, but I'm not exactly sure. We have a New Delhi cafe up in Eureka Springs, and he's from New Delhi. And boy, he makes some good curry chicken. Anyway, a lot of curry of everything. Alright, see you in the next problem. Okay, we're over at GoToMath.com. Visiting India. I promise I won't talk about that again this time. Talk about something else, like 5.1. Are you kidding me? What is this? Some kind of joke? Holy smoker-roonies. I think I will talk about something else. X to the 11th plus 9x to the 10th. If you've got an interesting story, you can always leave a comment at this, wherever this video's at, and on my YouTube channel. I'd like to hear it. I'm sure maybe a lot of other people would. Okay, let me spend 15 minutes writing this out. We got x to the 11th plus 9x to the 10th plus 21x to the 9th. Let's see, plus 9x to the 8th plus 2x plus 13. What a wave. That's a wave line. X plus 3. Okay, so this is the problem. And now we're going to, normally I just go from the problem that we just seen on the page to this. But I tell you, I get some complaints sometimes of skipping steps. What was that? And anyway, so I know I can do this problem probably in 5 minutes. So that's the reason I'm not skipping any steps. Usually if the problem takes more than 10 minutes, I need to get the problem done within 10 minutes. I've found. And if it takes more than 10, then I start skipping steps. X goes into x to the 11th. We're going to have x to the 10th. And then multiply that. It's going to give us x to the 11th. And then 3x to the 10th power. I mean, there are just problems in calculus that you got no other choice. So that's 0. What do we got going on here? And I'm debating, I'm doing a course in differential equations just for the fact that some of those problems are way too long. I guess I could work some real basic stuff. So we have x goes into 6x to the 10th. We're going to say plus 6x to the 9th. Right, 6x to the 9th. So that's going to be 6x to the 10th. And then 6 times 3 is 18. X to the 9th. I need to find out what that noise was a minute ago. It sounded pretty important. It's probably not a good time. Find more of... You know, who cares? I'm about to delete that app off my phone. Damn Facebook. I've had enough of Facebook. 21. Let's see, 21 over 18. That's 2, 3. I first started using Facebook back in 2003 or 2. I'm trying to remember. Might have been 2. And kind of grown out of it by 2009. And it seemed like all my friends were just now getting into it by 2009. And I was done with it. Finished. So I was considered to be an outcast. We got x goes into 3x to the 9th. That's going to be 3x to something to the 8th. Yeah. So we're going to have 3x to the 9th plus 9x to the... something is not right here. See, I looked at that number and it looks like a 5. That's how I make mistakes. Something is definitely... Wow. I need to put placeholders here. I'm just now realizing that. We haven't really got to it yet, but it could cause an issue. Yeah. What do we got here? This is an 8. And an 8. When I say like placeholders, I mean like 0x to the 7th. Oh my god. Alright, we're just going to continue on. We're going to march on here. 3 times 3 is... So we got minus, that's going to be 0, 0. We're going to be left with a 2x here. X goes into this, that's going to be plus 2. And what happened to this guy? Oh, because that's going to be, that was 0, plus 13. So that's going to make that 2x. Tell me what this is going to turn out to be. And then 6 minus, that's going to be 3, 4, 4 is 7, right? Trying to get everything on the screen here. Okay, it looks like x to the 10th plus 6x to the 9th plus 3x to the 8th plus 2 plus, and then it'll be 7 over x plus 3. Alright, let's see what we got. X to the 10th plus 6x to the 9th plus 3x to the 8th plus 2 plus 7 over x plus 3. Uh-oh. Yeah, 7 over x plus 3. Okay, we got it. Man, it's messed up. Alright, wherever you go to, math.com. That was 5.1. God knows what 5.2 looks like. We're going to find out. Bye. Alright, about zoned out there. Wherever you go to, math.com. Click on Algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. We're looking at 5.2. And I'll tell you what we're looking at is a mess. x12 plus 6x to the 11th minus 45x to the 10th. And I think what I'm going to do in this problem is I'm going to skip writing it down. 15x. And we're just going to go right into the problem. So we got x12 plus 6x to the 11th minus 45x to the 10th minus 50x to the 9th plus 15x minus 66. Okay. Making sure I got it all down. Alright. So we're going to have x minus 5. And that's our divisor, remember. Going into the dividend. So we have x to the 12th plus 6x to the 11th minus 45x to the 10th minus 50x to the 9th plus 15x minus 66. Okay, so x goes into x to the 12th. We're going to have x to the 11th. X to the 11th times x is x to the 12th. And x to the 11th times 5, of course that's going to be minus 5x to the 11th. Alright, then we go minus, that'll make that a plus, and that becomes 11x to the 11th. Right? And then of course we have more as 45x to the 10th. We'll just write that one down. We should be writing all those down, but x to the 11x to the 11th. Man, that could be confusing. We got 11x to the 10th. Okay? And then multiplying that back, we get 11x to the 11th, and then minus 55x to the 10th. I forgot what the heck I was doing. So we have minus, make that a plus, and that's going to be a difference of 10. X to the 10th. We want to go ahead and bring down this minus 50 x to the 9th. I'm just going to go ahead and bring them all down. Should have been doing this anyway, but we didn't. Alright, trying to get everything on the screen here. We got x goes into 10x to the 10th. So that's going to be plus 10x to the 9th, right? So that's going to be 10x to the 10th. And then 10x to the 9th, that's going to be minus 50x to the 9th. So we go minus, make that a plus, that'll be 0. We'll go ahead and bring this down. Trying to squeeze everything in here. Now we have x goes into this, or then we'll have plus 15. And then we're done. Right, so then we'll have 15x, and then 15 times 5 is going to be 75. Is that right? And that'll be minus 75 actually. So we go minus, make that a plus, and that difference is going to be 5 and 4 is 9. Right, that's the difference, 5 and 4. Yeah, should be right. So we're going to end up with x to the 11th plus 11x to the 10th plus 10x to the 9th plus 15, and then plus, then we should have 9 over x minus 5. Man, that is just too much. Alright, x to the 11th, 11x to the 10th, 10x to the 9th, 15, and 9, that was 9, yeah, 9 over x minus 5. Okay, so over here, go to math.com. Man, getting exhausted. Alright, see you in the next problem. Okay, where we go to math.com, click on Algebra. Let's go down to Division of Polynomials. And we're looking at 6.1. It looks like perform the indicated division. Oh man, what is that? So we got x to the fourth minus 9 over x minus 9. Well, we'll take a shot at it. Since it's a short problem, we'll write it out like we've been doing. Except in the last problem, we kind of skipped this step. Okay, so x minus 9 goes into x to the fourth minus 9. Well, let's find out. So x minus 9, x to the fourth. Now, I'm going to put a plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x and then minus 9. Alright, so x goes into x to the fourth. We're going to be left with x cubed. X cubed times x is x to the fourth. And then minus x cubed minus 9 is negative 9x cubed. We go minus, make that a plus. So that's going to end up being negative, or 9x cubed. And now we want to go x goes into 9x cubed plus 9x squared. And we're going to go ahead and bring down the rest of this stuff. Okay. So what do we got? Where am I at? Something's fishy there, Chief. I've already lost figuring out what I'm doing here. Oh, x goes into 9x cubed, 9x squared. Okay, so then we go 9x squared times x is 9x cubed. Then 9x squared times 9 is negative. That's going to be negative 81, isn't it? Negative 81x squared. Okay. We got minus, plus, and what do we got? We got 81x squared plus 0x minus 9. So you see why we put these zeros in here. Okay. Alright. We got x goes into 81x squared plus 81x. And then 81x times x is 81x squared. 81 times 9 is, let's see, let me guess here. Okay, hold on, I got it. Ooh, man, that's a big number. 729 minus 729. Yeah. Right? I hope I didn't make any mistakes here. So we got minus, make that a plus. Now we have 729 x. I knew something was not right with that. And then bring down the negative 9. So now we're going to have plus 729 729x, and then 729 times 9. Let me see, I'm doing this in my head. 6561. Hey, that's my phone number. Alright, plus, just kidding, 6561. It's a minus 6561. I thought it was. Not sure why I did that. But when we go minus, that becomes a plus. Okay, and then we got 6561 minus 9. 6552. My gosh. Okay, so we should have x cubed plus 9x squared plus 81x plus 729. Let's just bring this up. Let's see what we got. X cubed plus 9x squared is 81x. 729, and then 6552 over x minus 9. Yep, there it is. Well, you should be getting the hang of this stuff by now. I know I am. Alright, see you in the next problem. Okay, we're at GoToMath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. And I think we're going to be doing 7.1. 7.1. Alright. So we got 7x squared plus x plus 1 over 7x plus 1. And this is 7.1. Got a bunch of 7s going on here, don't we? Alright, so we have 7x squared plus x plus 1, and that's all over 7x plus 1. Okay, so we have 7x plus 1. Okay, 7x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so remember, we're taking this 7x squared, and down below it we're putting 7x. And we simplify this and we just get x left. There you go. Then we multiply x times 7x. We get 7x squared, and then x times 1 is just x. We go minus, so that's going to make that a minus there, so we have x minus x is 0, and it looks like we're just left with a 1 here. So we end up with x plus 1 over 7x plus 1. Now to check our work, we can take this, multiply this by 7x plus 1, that gives us 7x squared plus x, and then plus 1 over 7x plus 1. Okay. Looks like that all works out. What is this stuff? Looks like something that didn't get erased from the last problem. How confusing. Alright, so that's what we're looking at right there. Let's let's hope everything works out here. X plus 1 over 7x plus 1. There we go. Alright, so come on by, practice, makes perfect. See you in the next problem. Okay, we're over at GoToMath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. We're looking at 7.2. 7.2 it looks like. We've got 5x squared minus x plus 10, and that's going to be all over 5x minus 1. 5x minus 1. Alright. So we have 5x squared minus x plus 10. And that is going to be all over 5x minus 1. So we have 5x squared minus x plus 10. Okay, so we have 5x goes into 5x squared. You're just going to be left with an x. So I have to do this. So we worked on these kind of problems here where we simplified them, so this would simplify down to x, right? Technically these aren't equal, even though this simplifies down. We would have to state something that x cannot be equal to 0. However, we haven't talked about that, but I have to throw that in there every once in a while. Alright, for those technically to be equal to each other. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so 5, see, x times 5 is going to be 5x squared. And then that's minus x. So we have minus and then a plus. That gives me 0. Bring down the 10. And I believe that's all we got going on there. So this is going to be x plus 10 over 5x minus 1. There you go. X plus 10 over 5x minus 1. Yep, x plus 10 over 5x minus 1. There it is. Alright, so we're here at gotomath.com, getting it worked out, seeing the next problem. We're here at gotomath.com, click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials, and we're doing 8.1. Look at that, comes right up. What is that? I don't know, but we better take it on. Something nasty. 625 x to the 4th minus 1 over 5x minus 1. Okay. Got it. So 625x to the 4th minus 1 over 5x minus 1. Now the question is, well, there is no question. Let's just do this. So we got 625x to the 4th. Now we got to put in these placeholders. So we got 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x and then minus 1. Alright. So 5 goes into 625. Is it 6 5 times? No. Ooh, man, there's a bunch of times. 125. And that's going to make that x cubed. Right. So 625x to the 4th, that's because we multiplied 125 times 5, x cubed times x, and that gives us that. Right. And then of course we got to multiply this times the negative 1. So that's going to be negative 125x cubed. Okay, so we go minus, and that'll make that a plus. So we'll be dropping that down. And let's go ahead and drop down the rest of these guys. 0x minus 1. Alright. So now we have 5x goes into 125x cubed. And that's definitely going to be 5 times. Did I say 5 times? 5 goes into 125 25 times. I don't know what I'm thinking there. Plus, so that's going to be 25x squared. And 25x squared minus 1 is negative 25x squared. Minus makes that a plus. 25. Oh man. Okay. Where are we at? We got 5x goes into that, so that's going to be 5 this time. 5x, right? And then 5, so it's going to be minus 5x. Then go minus, makes that a plus. So now we have 5x minus 1, and 5x goes into 5x one time. Finally. So we'll end up with 5x and then minus 1. Hey, we're not going to get any remainders at all. That's going to be 0. So it looks like it's going to be 125x cubed plus 25x squared plus 5x plus 1. And yeah, now here is something I do state. It looks like Right, so these are both equal, but we have to toss out 1/5. Okay, now I do state it in this particular problem where I don't state it in the others. You notice 1/5 down here is would make this 0 down here in the denominator. Anyway, yeah, but I just threw that in there. Okay, 125x cubed. Let's check that again. 125x cubed plus 25x squared plus 5x plus 1, it looks like. Okay. Alright, so we're over here, go to math.com, get it worked out. See you in the next problem. Okay, we're go to math.com, click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials, and we're going to be looking at 8.2. 8.2. Does that not look like 8 point? Let's do some different numbers here. That looks like a good one there. Okay, we'll do that. That other one was pretty much the same problem. 16x to the fourth plus 1 over 2x plus 1. Alright. 16x to the fourth plus 1 over 2x plus 1. Right. So we got 16x to the fourth plus, now I almost put plus 1 here, but we got to continue on. So 0 times x cubed plus 0 times x squared plus 0x, and then plus 1. Okay. Alright, so 2x goes into 16x to the fourth. That's going to be 8x cubed. And then we have 8x cubed times 2x gives us 16x to the fourth. Then 8x cubed times 1 is 8x cubed. All right, go minus, minus. Now we got 2x goes into negative 8x cubed. We got minus 4x squared. So that's going to be negative 8x cubed minus, right, so 4x squared times 1 is 4x squared. And we go minus, that makes that a plus, and that a plus. So we end up with 4x squared plus 0 times x, then plus 1. Right, starting over, so 2x goes into 4x squared. That's going to be plus 2x. Multiplying that 2x now back, we get 4x squared, and then plus 2x. Minus, makes that a minus. So we got negative 2x plus 1. Now we have 2x goes into negative 2x minus 1 time. So we're going to get left. So that's going to make that a minus 2x, and then minus 1 times positive 1 gives us a minus 1. And, thought I erased everything from the last problem. I guess not. Okay, so we go minus, makes that a plus, and that a plus. We get 2. I hope that's right. I don't know. So we're going to end up with x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 1 over 2x. I don't know, let's see what happens here. 8x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 1 over 2 over 2x plus 1, yeah. Okay, well that agrees with what I had anyway. So we're over here at gotomath.com, getting it worked out, see you in the next problem. Okay, we're at gotomath.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials, and we're looking at 9.1. Somebody is anyway. 9.1. So what do we got going on here? We got x cubed minus 9x squared minus 11x plus 10. And that's going to be all over x minus 10. X minus 10. X cubed minus 9x squared minus 11x plus 10 over a wavy line. Alright, so we're going to have x minus 10. Okay, why does it seem like this problem's a whole lot easier than the others? These things are supposed to be designed to be getting more difficult. Something's up, and I'm not sure what it is. No. So x goes in x cubed, we're going to have x squared left, and then x squared times x is going to be x cubed, and then x squared times the minus 10 will be negative 10x squared. Go minus, make that a plus, so that's x squared minus 11x plus 10. So we have x goes into x squared, just going to be left with an x. Right, so x times x is x squared, then x times the 10 is going to be negative 10x minus plus, and what do we got here? We got a negative x, it looks like, and then plus 10. So what it's looking like, x goes into negative x, going to be left with a minus 1. So minus 1 times x is negative x, minus 1 times negative 10 is positive 10. So we have a minus, a plus, and a minus. That's going to be remainder of 0. So it looks like it's just going to be x squared plus x minus 1, and I'll probably state something about x can't be 10 or something. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. Now, I didn't state this in some of the other earlier problems about x can't be equal to, whatever makes the denominator 0. I'm stating it now, nothing really special other than we're mentioning it. Okay? Alright. What do we get? X squared plus x minus 1. That's what it looks like. There you go. And it may be I'm mentioning it because this is not a fraction anymore. Really. Okay, so we're done with that. Moving on to 9.2. See you in the next problem. Okay, we're going to go to math. Let's go to algebra. Let's go down to division of polynomials. And we're going to be looking at 9.2. 9.2. So we have 9x cubed plus 89x squared plus 71x minus 9, and that's going to be all over 9x minus 1. Poof. Okay. So we have 9x goes into 9x cubed, and that's going to be, what are we going to be left with? An x squared, looks like. So x squared times 9x is 9x cubed. Then x squared times this 1, negative 1, however you want to look at that. Okay, so we make that a minus, that a plus, and that's going to be 90 x squared. Let's define that a little better. We'll go ahead and drop down everything else. Okay, then we have 9x goes into 90x squared, and that's going to be 10x. Okay, 90x squared minus 10x. That a minus, that comes a plus. So this is 81x, and then minus 9. So 9x goes into 81x, and that looks like that's going to be 9, right? 9 goes into 81, 9 times 81x, and 9 times, that's minus 1 over be negative 9. So here's another one with a remainder of 0. Alright. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be x squared plus 10x plus 9, and probably 1/9 will be the, makes the bottom 0. X squared plus 10x plus 9. Yep. Okay, there it is. That's 9.2. See you in 10.1. Alright, we're going to go to math. Of course you know that probably by now. Division of polynomials is what we're working on, and it looks like 10.1. Whoa, what is that? What is all that? Alright, write that down. X cubed plus 41x squared plus 65x plus 19, and that's going to be all over x squared plus 6x plus 1. Got it. Alright, so instead of writing all this, we're going to go right on into the problem. Okay. Alright, so it's x squared plus 6x. Try to save a little bit of time, plus my batteries, I think, about to run out of juice. And I've got to get these two problems done. So we have x to the 4th plus 11x cubed plus 41x squared plus 65x. It seems like it goes on forever. Plus 19. Okay. Alright, so the way this is going to work is similar to just like what we've been doing. Take this outside one here. So we have x squared goes into x to the 4th. This is going to be x squared, and then multiply x squared times x squared. You get x squared, then x squared times 6x, and you get 6x cubed, and then x squared times 1, you get x squared. Okay, so you know what, that's supposed to be a 4 there, isn't it? Alright, so that's going to be 0, that'll be a minus, so that's going to be 5x cubed. And of course that's a minus too, we've got to be careful there. So that's going to make that a plus 40x squared. Let's go ahead and bring down the 65x and then the 19 and start over. So x squared goes into 5x cubed. You're going to be left with a 5x, and then we multiply back again. So 5x cubed, and then 5x times 6x is 30x squared, and then 5x times 1 is going to be 5x. Right, minus, so that'll be a minus, and that'll make that a minus. So we got 40x squared minus 30x squared, so that's going to make that a 10x squared. And 65x minus 5x, that'll make that 60x. and then let's go ahead and bring down the 19. So x squared goes into 10x squared. You're going to be left with a 10, looks like. So we have 10x squared, right? 10 times 10x squared, 10 times 6x is 60x, and then 10 times 1 is 10. All right, go minus, make that a minus, and a minus there. So that's going to be 0, 0, and that looks like that's going to be a 9. So it looks like we're going to have x squared plus 5x plus 10 plus then over 9 over x squared plus 6x plus 1. So let's see what we got going on here. X squared plus 5x plus 10. Okay, looks good. Plus 9 over x squared plus 6x plus 1. Yep, that's it. Alright. We're over here, go to math.com, getting it worked out. See you in the next problem. Okay, we're over here at go-to-math.com. Click on Algebra. Let's go down to Division of Polynomials. And finally, the last problem. Whoa, I had 10.2. There it is. Finally, the last problem. And it looks like 10.1. And I think it probably actually is very much similar. Just an extra, just a little bit of more practice, I think, is what we're getting at here on this problem. Over x squared plus 5x plus 1. Okay. Alright, make sure I got everything written down here. X to the fourth is 13x cubed, 48x squared plus 43x plus 15. Alright, got it. We got it. So we're just going to go ahead and go right on into it here. So we have x squared plus 5x plus 1, and that's going to go into, we got x to the fourth plus 13x cubed plus 48x squared plus 43x. Now in the next section we're going to be a lot of this stuff that we do, believe it or not, is kind of redundant. Yes, it is. So we're going to do a shortcut method using synthetic division. Called synthetic division. Alright, x goes into that, so that's going to be x squared. Scroll down a little bit. So that's going to make that x to the fourth plus 5x cubed plus x squared, right? We're just multiplying this x squared times x squared times 5x, and x squared times 1, as you can see here. Okay, minus, that'll make that a minus there. So that's going to be 0. We got 13 minus 5 is, what is that, 8? X cubed. Okay. 48 minus 1, that's going to make that 47x squared. Let's go ahead and bring this other stuff down. Plus 15. Alright, so x squared goes into 8x cubed, and you're left with 8x. 8x looks like. So we're going to have 8x after multiplying now again. 8x times x squared is 8x cubed. 8x times 5x is going to give us 40x squared. Then 8x times 1 is just 8x. Alright, so we got a minus, that's going to be 0. That's going to make that 7x squared. And we have 43 minus 8. What is that going to give us? 35. So right, 35x. No. What is that? 36. Oh, I lost my mind. Let's see. 5. No, that's right. What am I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking, but I better hurry because I'm about to run out of juice here, and I don't want to have to do this video over again. Goodness. 15. Okay, so x squared goes into that. So that's going to be 7. Then we go back, multiply. So 7x squared. 7 times, that's 35. X. And that's going to be 7. Okay, so we got minus. That's going to make that a minus, that a minus. And 5 and 3 is 8. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have x squared plus 8x plus 7 plus 8 over, it looks like x squared plus 5x plus 1. We better hurry. Okay, let's hope everything works out here. X squared plus 8x plus 7. Oh my god, what just happened? X squared plus 8x plus 7. 8 over, somehow I've opened up, yeah, 8 over x squared plus 5x plus 1. Alright, looks like that's it. So that was the last problem of this section. We'll be working right on into what's going on here. We got internet connection. God, what is going on? Turn that off. Okay. I guess I just now connected to the internet and it brought that video up. Introduction or something, which I need to redo. Alright, so we're going to be going into the next section on synthetic division, and it's going to be looking like the exact same problems, except we got a shortcut way of working this stuff out, so we don't have to write certain things over and over and over again. Makes it a whole lot easier. Alright, known as synthetic division. Okay, I shall see you in that section. Bye.